Year 2154. Neo-Eden City. A world where every cell, every cycle, every intimate change is monitored, engineered. Ava awakes in her smart chamber. Her AI companion, Eve, has already scanned her menstrual rhythm and tailored a bespoke hygiene protocol. A robotic arm delivers a plant-based, microcapsule-infused menstrual cup. As she uses it, Eve whispers,
"Your cycle is synced with the lunar biorhythm, adjusting nutrients now."
She disposes, and in seconds the used device is sterilized, recycled, vanished. Later, Dr. Maya, the gyne robot, runs deep diagnostics and deploys personalized nanobot therapy to optimize Ava's reproductive health. Smart underwear upgrades are offered as casually as a morning coffee. This is no distant dream. It's the edge of a new age of intimate surveillance and bio-optimization. But how did we cross the threshold into a world where machines tend our most private needs? What power was ceded, what safeguards were lost, and how far have we already come, closer than we know? Welcome to Iris. Let's peer into the future and into ourselves. Rewind to the dawn of humanity, 3000 BCE, the cradle of civilization. Egypt, Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley. Women managed menstruation with raw ingenuity, crafting tools from the earth itself. In Egypt, softened papyrus served as tampons, rolled and tied with flax. In ancient Greece, women wrapped wool around wooden sticks, crude precursors to modern tampons. Elsewhere, rags, moss, or even sea sponges absorbed the flow, reused and washed in sacred rivers. These were not mere utilities, they were rituals, often tied to lunar cycles, revered as symbols of fertility and divine power. Yet taboos loomed like shadows. Many cultures banished women to menstrual huts, deeming their blood impure, a stigma that would echo for millennia. Hygiene was survival, but silence was the price. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, 500 to 1500 CE. Europe's streets were thick with superstition, and women's hygiene remained shrouded in secrecy. Cloth rags, often called clouts, were the norm, washed and reused in private, their use whispered only among women. In wealthier homes, linen strips were pinned to undergarments, but for most it was a matter of endurance. No running water, no sanitation. Disease lurked in the folds of unwashed fabric. In Asia, rice paper and bamboo fibers offered some relief, while in Africa, woven bark cloth served resilient communities. But across the globe, menstruation was a hidden burden, its tools unchanged for centuries. The church branded it a curse, society turned away. Women carried the weight unseen, their ingenuity a quiet rebellion against shame. The 19th century sparked a revolution, not just in industry, but in women's lives. By the 1890s, the first commercial menstrual products emerged. In 1896, Johnson & Johnson introduced Lister's towels, disposable sanitary pads named after surgical pioneer Joseph Lister. But they were bulky, pinned to belts, and costly, a luxury for the elite. Most women still relied on homemade rags washed in secret. Tampons, inspired by ancient designs, began to appear. Dr. Earl Haas patented the first modern tampon in 1931, made of compressed cotton with an applicator. Tampax commercialized it in 1936, but suspicion lingered. Many feared tampons were unnatural. The tide was turning, but stigma and access gaps kept millions tethered to old ways. Women's hygiene was no longer just a private act. It was becoming a market, a battlefield for innovation and equality. Enter the 20th century's second half, a crucible of change. The 1960s feminist movement shattered taboos, demanding open talk about women's bodies. Pads slimmed down with adhesives in the 1970s, freeing women from belts. Tampons gained wings, literally, with winged pads and applicator-free options by the 1980s. But progress came with shadows. In 1980, toxic shock syndrome linked to high-absorbency tampons sparked panic, claiming lives and forcing recalls. The industry pivoted, improving safety and transparency. By the 2000s, menstrual cups like the Diva Cup revived reusable traditions, blending eco-consciousness with practicality. Period tracking apps, Flow, Clue, turned smartphones into allies, mapping cycles with eerie precision. Yet period poverty persisted. In 2025, 1 in 10 women globally still lack access to basic products. The fight for free menstrual supplies in schools and workplaces became a rallying cry, from Scotland's 2020 mandate to India's grassroots pad banks. Hygiene was now a right, not a privilege. But the horizon held stranger promises. Now, stand in 2025, the cusp of a new era. Smart menstrual products are no longer sci-fi. Period underwear like Thinx uses nanofiber layers to absorb and neutralize odors, washable for years. Menstrual cups now embed sensors, syncing with apps to predict hormonal shifts. Startups like NextGen Jane analyze menstrual blood for health markers, endometriosis, PCOS, even early cancer signals. Biodegradable tampons crafted from seaweed and bamboo-cut waste, answering the cry for sustainability. In 2024, the global market for eco-friendly period products hit $4 billion. AI-driven diagnostics, like L'Oreal's Perso device for skincare, hint at bespoke hygiene solutions. Imagine a pad that adjusts absorbency in real time, or a cup that self-sanitizes with UV light. But the shadow grows. Data privacy. Every synced cycle feeds corporate algorithms. In 2023, Flow faced backlash for sharing user data. Trust teeters as health apps track more than we know. Governments too eye this data. Post-Roe v. Wade leaks showed period apps subpoenaed in abortion probes. The line between empowerment and surveillance blurs. Now leap to 2154. Neo-Eden City, a glittering citadel of biotech. Ava's world is here. Her AI companion Eve doesn't just track cycles. It orchestrates her body's rhythm, syncing with lunar phases to optimize fertility or ease cramps. Menstrual cups are now bioengineered marvels, self-cleaning, laced with microcapsules that release pain-relieving compounds or vitamins tailored to her DNA. Smart underwear, woven with graphene threads, monitors pH and hormones, alerting gyne robots like Dr. Maya to anomalies. Nanobots, injected monthly, repair tissue, prevent infections, or even pause menstruation on demand. Disposal, obsolete. Everything is recycled in seconds by molecular deconstructors. But this utopia has a cost. Every pulse of data feeds a vast network. Corporations, governments, insurers. Privacy is a relic. Ava's cycle is a commodity. Her choice is shaped by algorithms she can't see. Resistance brews. Hacktivists sabotage bio-networks, demanding autonomy. The question burns. Is this liberation or a gilded cage? From rags woven in silence to machines that know us better than we know ourselves, women's hygiene is a saga of resilience, rebellion, and reinvention. But as we step into a bioengineered dawn, we must ask, who controls the tools that touch our most intimate selves? What future will we choose? Share your thoughts below. Has this journey changed how you see the past or fear the future? If this tale stirred you, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. We unravel one hidden history every week. Until the shadows lift, stay vigilant.